Decking season is in full swing, and what should be a routine restoration in Yeadon doesn't stay routine for long. Like many decks that Paul sees, the boards are buried under a thick layer of flaking decking stain, and it's looking well past its best. Things start off smoothly until a springy joist reveals something more serious. It's dry rot, and it's an unplanned repair that wasn't in the quote.
Tuesday morning, and I'm starting a new decking restoration job. So we've got 6-inch decking boards that have previously been coated with brown decking stain. Most of the decking stain is flaking off and it looks a bit of a mess. Overall, the decking boards are in good condition, but there is one that's rotten and will need replacement. Previously, this lawned area was covered in decking as well, and the customer was smart enough to keep some of the old decking boards aside for repairs. 6-inch decking boards, they used to be very common, but far less so these days, and they're quite hard to find, especially at the right thickness. So on this first visit, I'm going to deal with the first 2 stages, the cleaning and the reviving. And I've only allocated a morning to that. I've got other things to be doing later this afternoon, so I need to get going.
Before any repairs can start, Paul needs to clean the deck and remove the old stain. It's usually a fairly involved process, beginning with a light pressure wash. The water jet lifts the dirt and grime, and, if he's lucky, takes some of the decking stain with it as well.
So I've completed the cleaning part of the process now, and actually we've had a really good result. The pressure washer has been successful in lifting 95% of the old stain. There's a tiny amount left down here, but it's pretty trivial and that will sand out easily. And because I'm not going to need any chemical stripper to lift that old decking stain, that's going to improve the bottom line on this job by a very welcome amount. If we consider the revival options a little bit more, we can see that the board is a little bit discoloured. It's quite dark in colour, it's old wood. I'm going to apply a wood brightener and that will really lift the colour. And as we look a little closer, I can also see that we've got green staining. That's where you've got algae that is alive and resident in the wood. So after applying the wood brightener, I'll add a post-treatment of biocide that will kill off any outstanding algae and sanitise the area. And over the coming days, any green staining just fade away. Before doing that though, there's a bit of standing water on the deck, so I'm going to use the leaf blower to blow that away. That'll just prevent the wood brightener getting diluted down. Sprayer, gun, wood brightener. Biocide. So that's the biocide done. We don't rinse it off, we just leave it to dry out in situ.
It's been a busy day with another patio job and a couple of quotation visits squeezed in. Before heading home, Paul calls at the lockup to load up his woodworking tools and decking oil, ready for tomorrow.
Back in Yeadon to get this deck finished off. Got all my tools offloaded already. Time to get to work.
Pohl's decking sander is manufactured in Germany and is one of only a few models in the UK. Rather than a conventional sanding drum, it uses abrasive nylon filaments and is the only upright machine capable of sanding deep into the grooves.
So with all the sanding complete, I've just got 3 minor repairs to deal with. We've got a short length of decking board here that needs replacing because it's rotten at one end. And here we've got a couple of boards that are in a bit of a mess where they meet, and I suspect that the joist underneath might be a little bit soft.
To save the customer money, Pohl replaces damaged sections rather than full-length boards. It involves making plunge cuts using a circular saw and an oscillating multi-tool. As well as the right kit, it relies on a good eye and a steady hand.
Well, this part here that I thought was a soft joist, well, it's a lot worse than that. It's completely rotten through and there's a crack all the way through the timber. 2 things I can do here. It's either lift all the boards and replace the joist in their entirety, or put a really strong splint across it either side. But whether that's going to be viable or not will depend on whether the joist is rotten all the way down to each end. To find out, I'm going to have to lift a few more boards. So I'm afraid the whole joist is going to need replacing, but before doing that I need to have a conversation with the homeowner about costs. So a decision made by the homeowner, a pretty easy decision really. Let's just replace the joist. So I'm going to pop down to the timber merchant. There's going to be a cost implication for this. The timber will cost between 10 and 15 quid and there's going to be about an hour's work. I'll just charge that out at a sort of a joinery rate, about £30 an hour. As luck would have it, we've got a timber merchant just 5 minutes away.
The damaged joist comes out easily and it's clear that it has dry rot. Luckily, it is very localised and doesn't appear to have spread elsewhere.
Well, I've got this replacement joist in place. It went in fairly easily, so I'm pleased about that. And I've got 2 lengths of the reclaimed timber left over. And this board, together with one other, have got really bad splits in them, so I'll piece in a repair here as well. Now, to avoid the old screw holes, I've had to cut fairly close to the edge of this joist, so what I'll do is I'll widen it with an offcut just to give it a bit more support. As a matter of fact, these other 2 boards, not my cuts, also very close to the edge, so I'll span a piece of timber all the way across. Right, all the repairs are finished. Managed to use those reclaimed boards and they've worked out a treat. Nice and solid now. We're ready to do the oiling. As usual, I'm using Expert Stain and Seal. It's a high quality decking oil from the USA. It's imported into the UK by the sole distributors Woodcare UK. And the customer has chosen to go with chestnut. It's one of the darker colours with a hint of red. Really nice colour, and it'll be perfect for this location. Job done.